Hi, Business 360. My name is Raj Gyawali. I'm own a small company called Socialtours here in Nepal, and also advising at Karma Coffee, and I also consult in sustainable tourism, wearing many hats. Yeah, it's an interesting story. I used to actually, it was in manufacturing. I used to do handicrafts and manufacturing. At a certain point in 1998, I think, my partner was British at that time. He brought in a group of students from the UK, Cataract Eye Camp in the mountains. अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I realized the power of what tourism can do, how impactful tourism can be, and the idea was always in my head that maybe social work and tourism can come together, and that is why Socialtours came about as a company. Though eventually people think that social tours means social media and tourism, but it's actually about being tourism doing social good. Not really, actually. Funny story is that it was not very challenging because you got to remember that when you're selling, when you're doing manufacturing, you're selling a good. Now I was selling something that does not go away. It's still product selling, it's still products. In tourism, you're still selling products. So actually, my export work that I had done was very useful when I transitioned into tourism. And I was always interested in adventure, so it was very easy transition for me. What has happened over time in tourism is that people had ecotourism had come out earlier on, then sustainable tourism, then responsible tourism, and now we're moving into another age where we're talking about transformational tourism and regenerative tourism. Okay? So these are all buzzwords, it sounds like, but actually it has a meaning. So if you talk about ecotourism, it's like a list of things that you need to do to be actually more conducive to the environment. Sustainable tourism, it's a bunch of practices that not only looks at environment but also looks at culture, looks at long-term sustenance of the destination and stuff like that. Responsible tourism, it depends on the company and the traveler taking the responsibility to do the right thing. So you are actually now adding on things to it. Transformational tourism transforms the destination and the person, because it is actually so effective that it's actually transforming the destination. Regenerative, let's say, purano practice. If you go deeper and deeper, it's deeper transition. So at the time when I started the company, we were talking about responsible tourism, but now we're already talking about transformational and regenerative tourism. Responsibility is just what we do. If you can take it into different layers, then you can start developing really immersive journeys that are quite unique. We've got a trip right now in Kathmandu which is looking at the food trail in Kathmandu, which goes into the ancient markets, Asanko, and then yet goes to Kirtipur and has Newari food. So the layers, we peel out the layers in a place. Thankfully, the market is also moving in that direction. People are looking for more and more unique experiences that are there in a place. Nepal jasto deshma chahi, we are in a gold mine. We've got 150 ethnicities. We've got, from Tarai to mountains right there, and everything grows in this country. We've got a variety of food. We've got so many things going for us. And it is just about making the effort to go inside and, getting the layers out. And almost everything is a tourism product. And it's a growing country, so even humans are tourism products because people are so interested to find out, are slight adventurers. They already have adventure in their mindset. So adventure, khana pani piro khanu pani adventure ho. Tito khanu pani adventure ho, अठार ठाउँमा जानु पनि adventure हो, rafting गर्नु पनि adventure हो, So everything is an adventure. So you actually just tune it out there. त्यस्तो कुराहरु, it can become very interesting layers of journeys that we have. Shamanism हेर्नुस्, There's so many things. It's not only Kathmandu, it's everywhere. Most of the times that we hear when people say that it was a trip of a lifetime, जब भन्छ नि, that they have never experienced something like this before. Sometimes it's as simple as doing a cooking course. Simple, it could be their interest, and suddenly the chance of learning how to make momos or learning how to make dal bhat, then they know, say, I was always thinking of making dal, but now I know exactly how to make dal. And that has transformed their lives. It's a simple thing. अरूको कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अब डाँडाको टुप्पा पुग्दाखेरि एउटा उनीहरूलाई lifetime experience achievement होला because they've done a very high peak or they've gone to the highest point ever. अनि त्यस्तो हुँदाखेरि so हामीले हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ when people को हामीले त्यो journey once we get them really deep and understanding of how tourism should be, and we've actually transformed the way they actually think, and we hear that back from them, यसरी पो गर्नुपर्ने रहेछ जर्नी भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ द्याट इज अ मोमेन्ट वेयर वी रियली फिल फुलफिल। अहिलेको हालमा चाहिँ करेन्टली वी हेभ अ फ्यु इन्स्टेन्सेस बिकज वी आर नाउ वर्किङ अन ट्रान्सपरेन्सी होइन। अहिले हाम्रो लेटेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट द्याट आइ एम वर्किङ अन इज वर्किङ अन ट्रान्सपरेन्सी। अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि तपाईँ एउटा ट्राभल गर्दाखेरि वी आर टोटली ट्रान्सपरेन्ट अबाउट हाउ मच मनी वी मेक, हु मेक्स वाट, सबै कुरा ट्रान्सपरेन्सी हामी फाइनेन्सियल ट्रान्सपरेन्टली भनिदिन्छौँ होइन। मोस्ट अफ माई ट्राभलर्स आर सक, दे हेभ नेभर सिन द्याट बिफोर। इट्स अ बिट लाइक द ओपन रेस्टुरेन्ट द्याट यु सी होइन। अब ओपन किचन, यु ट्रस्ट द्याट ओपन किचन बिकज इट इज ओपन होइन। पहिला मान्छेले पागल भन्थ्यो यस्तो ओपन किचन बनाउँछस् भन्थ्यो नि, कति फोहोर हुन्छ त्यहाँभित्र, किन बनाएको भन्थ्यो होइन। तर त्यो ओपन किचन गर्ने बित्तिकै अटोमेटिकली क्लिन्स अप एन्ड द्याट इज द सेम आइडिया द्याट वी आर नाउ एम्प्लोइङ इन टुरिज्म। सो ओपनिङ अप एभ्रिथिङ होइन। एन्ड द्याट इज it's a game changer in the world actually, not only here. Kora is a very interesting project that started off from volunteering actually. I used to, back in the day we used to work with a company called Saga in the UK. अनि Saga को CEO ले चाहिँ मलाई उसको छोरालाई पठाउनु मन लाग्यो यहाँ होइन। एन्ड सी सेड राज क्यान यु प्लिज टेक केयर अफ द 16-year-old होइन, ही वान्ट्स टु भलन्टियर इन नेपाल भने होइन। अनि उसलाई चाहिँ उसले पैसा पनि अलिअलि जम्मा गर्छ, नो प्रब्लम भन्यो उसले होइन, हिल कम विथ सम फन्ड्स। अनि मैले भने 16-year-old वाइ डु यु गिभ हिम फन्ड्स, let him earn it होइन, let him earn it होइन। So let him do something that will cause him to earn it. So we designed a route around Kathmandu and said you'd ride 50 kilometers on the money that you have raised, which was just 4.5 lakhs or something that he had brought, and then we'll invest it in something charity. त्यो भनेर स्टार्ट गऱ्यौँ। अनि on the first year we just designed the route, we did it with him, and also a Nepali guy joined in. We said why only foreigner will do it, also a Nepali should do it. He was a British guy called Max. अनि नेपालीलाई पनि बोलायौँ, अनि नेपालीले पनि जोइन गर्यो। अनि दुईजनाले गरेर गऱ्यो, हामीले सपोर्ट गऱ्यौँ। We did 35 people, we just joined 2011 मा, and we did this amazing journey. Of course then I put it on social media. I'm a marketer होइन, मेरो कामै यही हो। So I put it on social media यताउति। Next year suddenly we had a big interest होइन। We thought 125 people will show up, and next year we said why foreigners should do it, we'll do it ourselves. Then we said maybe 125 turned up, 350 turned up. And next year we thought it'll grow a little bit, 1000 came होइन। Next year 1700। अहिले यो वर्ष हाम्रो 5,722 people turned up all over Nepal and in Singapore and in God knows Colorado मा कहाँ गऱ्यो होइन मान्छेले होइन। So it showed that there was a gap in the market for something like that, and we do it for fun. It's never done to make money, but it's become an event of the year now. We are now talking with LMC to actually make it an event of the city. So that is the level we want to take it into, because that is also a healthy sport, it's a sustainable sport. Probably Kathmandu needs more cyclists. So all of it actually adds on to the whole thing. So Kora has become a major success all around Nepal now. I think this year we had 15 locations, last year 20 locations in Nepal. This is I think one of the biggest joys we have of just doing hobby stuff. Kora is a Tibetan word होइन। अनि कोरा चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि when you're doing a परिक्रमा around Bodha or around Swayambhu, you're doing a Kora. So एकचोटि गरे कोरा होइन, जहिले पनि odd number मा गरिन्छ। यही कोरा you do it in Kailash, it's a Kora. So any parikrama is a Kora anyways. So doesn't matter whether you know just a word is Tibetan भन्ने मात्रै हो। So we decided to take that because we decided to do a clockwise route around Kathmandu. So in one day you are also doing 3 temples भनेर हामी चाहिँ त्यसरी भन्यो होइन। 3 temples देखि हजारौं टेम्पल एकैचोटि भइहाल्छ होइन। So it's also Kora, but then there are so many layers to it. We started saying if you are trying to showcase that with cycling also you can do something like this, then why did people make a round of a temple? Because it is a power center, because they bow down before it होइन। We also do a Kora of the fire नि होइन। So because we think fire is powerful, temple is powerful, so we do a Kora around it. So Kathmandu is powerful, so we do a Kora around it नि भनेको सिंहदरबारको गरे हो के वास्तवमा होइन। That is the idea नि, because it's the power center. अब nationally even in India sometimes एक दुई ठाउँमा इन्डियामा नि गर्छ, they have started thinking that it's only about going to temples के है। यो कोरा गर्दो रहेछ नेपालमा, यिनीहरू चाहिँ के अरे मन्दिरहरूको परिक्रमा गर्दो रहेछ भने that's not the case. The idea is A to B मा ट्रान्सपोर्टेसनको झ्याउ हुन्छ, हरेक कुरा हुन्छ। A to A गरेपछि यहीँको यहीँ फिनिस हुन्छ, सजिलो हुन्छ होइन। So that was the whole idea. So हामीलाई अहिले पनि कीर्तिपुरतिर पानी छ्याप्ने के गरिदिन्छ उहाँहरूले होइन। So कोरा धिमे बाजा बजाइदिन्छन्। So that is the engagement we want to. The idea is that Kora turns into a modern day festival होइन, a festival that is about cycling, but it's a festival होइन, just like any other jatra, मचिन्द्रनाथको जात्रा जस्तो, अरू जात्राहरू जस्तो। And so it's got a fixed date. It is always on the third weekend of July. So it's fixed forever. In our minds at least. It follows the same route. It doesn't change routes. Aliali minor modification. Road construction हुँदैछ के हुँदैछ भने minor modification मात्रै गर्छ. Now routes are all the same. We keep on adding some routes. यो वर्ष we added a 140 kilometer route around Kathmandu Valley. If you set it like that, slowly the layering starts happening नि अहिले त आएर कस्तो हुन्छ भने मान्छेहरु हरायो भने नि कोरामा बच्चाहरुले भनिन्छ यो यहाँबाट जाने भनेर सो इट बिकम्स क्वाइट सिम्पल त्यो अब रुट चेन्ज गरेर राख्वा त्यो हुँदैन हैन अनि मान्छेहरुले भन्छ रुट किन एउटै हुन्छ भन्दा दैट इज द रिजन बिकज वी वान्ट टु टेक इट टु अ जात्रा स्ट्याटस No, the Kora works on a very advanced concept which we call copy left. So it's not copyright but copy left. So we design it and then everybody can just follow it. Very easy design. So त्यो गरेपछि भक्तपुरले गर्दाखेरि पनि यही प्रिन्सिपलले गर्दिन्छ झापाले गर्दा नि यही प्रिन्सिपलले गर्दिन्छ नेपालगञ्जले पनि त्यही गर्छ सिंगापुरले पनि त्यही प्रिन्सिपलमा गर्दिन्छ सो लोकल अर्गनाइजर्स रन इट एन्ड खाका छ अनि दे जस्ट फलो द टेम्प्लेट Nepali tourism is it's a bit confusing because we've got huge potential. This is going to save the country, there's no doubt about it. But there's some foundational errors that we have in this country around tourism, strategically, policy-wise, यस्तो कुरामा चाहिँ र अरु हाम्रो modern day issues-हरु जुन छ त्यसले गर्दाखेरि we are in a certain state right now. It's a bit of a limbo. हुन्छ नि अलिकति लिम्बोमा छ तर यसको future एकदम bright छ, there's no doubt about it. So there's a very big positiveness going forward. तर अहिलेको limbo is a bit frustrating because we are stuck in a country that is developing. Second government ho second government matrai ho second 5 year त्यो भएको भर्खरै province हरु आएछ so there's a lot of allocations that are going around that. Technically we are not very sound of a ministry हाम्रो technical ministry होइन administrative ministry ho though tourism is a technical field. Tourism law is from 1972. It's so long time ago, when China was not a player in tourism, India was not a player in tourism. We have a tourism law from then. Coronation ko time ma banayeko tourism law chalairaheko so there's a policy issue that is really deep that needs to change. So strategically हामी चाहिँ अगाडि बढिरहेछौं because tourism just flows internationally पनि बढिरहेछ सबै कुरा भइरहेछ तर foundationally चाहिँ we've got some serious issues that we need to work on अब यही अब air crashes हरुको कुराहरु हेर्नुस् there are some foundational issues in there that are hidden down there के tertiary expertise हरु हाम्रोमा धेरै छैन ट्रेकिङ गाइड थुप्रो छ कुक थुप्रो छ हाउसकीपिङ गर्ने थुप्रो छ तर मार्केटिङ गर्ने कोही पनि छैन यु सी व्हाट आई मीन सो टुरिज्म मार्केटिङ गर्नु कसले सिकेछ कहिले पनि सिकेको छैन टुरिज्मको फाइनान्स गर्नु कसले सिकेछ कहिले पनि सिकेको छैन टुरिज्मको आईटी गर्नु कसले सिकेछ कहिले पनि सिकेको छैन सो हाम्रो चाहिँ इट्स नट द इकोसिस्टम इज नट कम्प्लिट के सो यो कम्प्लिट गर्ने चाहिँ प्रोसेस इट निड्स टु बी डन अब यसको लागि माथिल्लो लेभलको एक्सपर्टिज पनि चाहिन्छ माथिल्लो लेभलको विल पनि चाहिन्छ जुन चाहिँ of course is lacking, we all know this. अनि तलतिरको लेभलमा त्यो अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ पनि चाहिन्छ सो डिमान्ड पनि आउनु पर्यो बट द फ्युचर इज ब्राइट there's no doubt about it because tourism is growing in the world अनि adventure tourism is growing in the world like I said experiential tourism is growing in the world and our country is all about experience. नेपालको अहिले स्लोगन इज lifetime experiences which I think is the most apt one किन हाम्रो एयरपोर्टमा छिर्दा पनि lifetime experience हुन्छ टोयलेट्समा lifetime experience starts really early out त्योबाट बाहिर निक्लिने बित्तिकै ट्राफिकमा नै lifetime experiences so everything is about lifetime experiences यहाँ It's already happening. So यस्तो छ अब कतातिर हुँदैछ भने फर एक्जाम्पल I'll give you examples of local communities ले आफैले कन्ट्रोल गरेको जस्तो अहिले पासाङ लामो के रे गाउँपालिकाले आफैले कन्ट्रोल गर्दैछ एभरेस्ट रिजन दे आर क्रिएटिङ द गाइडलाइन्स अराउन्ड इट दे आर डुइङ आफैले पैसा उठाउँदैछ उनीहरूले आफै गर्दैछ सो a lot of sustainable tourism is to do with local communities taking ownership and developing their place the way they want to हुन्छ नि त्यो कुरा चाहिँ एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ अब त्यसलाई गाइडेन्स चाहिँ चाहिन्छ बिकज सस्टेनेबल टुरिज्म भनेपछि इक्विटेबल डिस्ट्रिब्युसन अफ वेल्थ हुनु पर्यो डेभलपमेन्ट हुँदाखेरि के अरे एन्भाइरोमेन्टल ड्यामेजहरू कम हुनु पर्यो कल्चरली रिटेन हुनु पर्यो अब त्यस्तो कुराहरू चाहिँ पोलिसीहरू सपोर्टहरू पछाडिबाट दिने हो तर ओनरसिप चाहिँ लोकली आउनु भनेको चाहिँ द्याट इज वान अफ द बिगेस्ट थिङ्स नेपाल इज डुइङ प्रिटी वेल इन दिस एक्चुली टेल यु द ट्रुथ अब जहाँ पनि त्यस्तै देखासिकी गरेर पनि गर्दैछ हैन सानो गाउँहरू हुन्छ नि के अरे घले गाउँहरूमा गरिरहेछ सो लोकली नै उनीहरूले ओनरसिप लिइरहेछ नि अब माथिबाट हामीले थोप्नु पर्ने चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि वी ह्याभ टु पुट द फ्रेमवर्क्स अराउन्ड इट के त्यो राइट फ्रेमवर्क्सहरू हामी हाल्दियौँ भने चाहिँ सस्टेनेबिलिटीतिर हामी जानु एकदमै सजिलो छ मोस्ट अफ नेपाली टुरिज्म इज रुरल बेस्ड इज नट सिटी बेस्ड के सो त्यो भन्नेकै पैसा त बाहिर गइरहेछ नि त सो द्याट इज अ बिग कम्पोनेन्ट अफ सस्टेनेबिलिटी द्याट्स अलरेडी ह्यापनिङ इन नेपाल द्याट इज एक्चुली द मनी इज अलरेडी गोइङ आउट हैन अब त्यसलाई हामीले रेकर्ड गर्ने त्यसलाई राम्ररी युटिलाइज गर्ने कसरी उ गर्ने अनि त्यहाँ लोकल लेभलमा क्यापासिटेट गर्ने पहिला काठमाडौँ मात्रै थियो हैन अहिले त इज नो लङ्गर काठमाडौँ सो एक्चुअली त्यसलाई हामीले क्यापासिटेट गर्ने भने इभन द्याट डिरेक्सन क्यान बी डन वेल अब त्यसमा अगेन द स्टम्बलिङ ब्लक विल बी क्यापासिटिज विल अनि तलतिरबाट डिमान्ड के इन एनी केस द्याट इज अलवेज अ इस्यु इन मोस्ट इन्डस्ट्रिज किनभने क्रिटिकल मास नपुगिकन मान्छेहरू त्यो जम्प लिन्न हैन त्यो के अरे बालनले वकिङ स्ट्रिट बनाउन आँटे जस्तो हो हैन क्रिटिकल मास नपुगिकन त्यो हुँदैन के हैन क्रिटिकल मास थिङ्किङ समथिङ एल्स हि इज थिङ्किङ समथिङ एल्स भन्नु हुँदैन सो क्रिटिकल मास चाहिँ पुग्नै पर्छ सो आई कन्सल्ट इन द प्रोभिन्सेस अहिले पनि सुदूरपश्चिममा कन्सल्ट गरिरहेको छु हैन सो आई अल्सो हेल्प डेभलप प्रडक्ट्स अहिले के अरे यता एभरेस्टतिर पनि अलिअलि कन्सल्टेन्सीहरू गरिरहेको छु आई अल्सो एक्चुली वर्क विथ अ कम्पनी इन नर्वे अनि त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ हामीले वी आर डेभलपिङ अ लट अफ एक्सपिरियन्सेस इन नर्वे एन्ड अराउन्ड द वर्ल्ड मैले गरिरहेको कुराहरू चाहिँ अरूतिर पनि फैलियोस् भन्ने कुराले गरिरहेको छु अहिले आएर चाहिँ देयर आर 2 अदर प्रोजेक्ट्स द्याट आइ एम वर्किङ वान इज दिस ट्रान्सपरेन्सीको के अरे सफ्टवेयर द्याट वी हेभ कल्ड स्टम्प अनि स्टम्प भन्ने एउटा सफ्टवेयर छ अनि अर्को चाहिँ टुरिज्म रिलेटेड चाहिँ हामीले लोकल स्टोरी टेलिङलाई चाहिँ गरेर अर्को एउटा वेबसाइट छ हाम्रो resonate.travel भन्ने त्यो चाहिँ ग्लोबल वेबसाइट हो हैन एन्ड इट्स वर्किङ इन आई थिङ्क अबाउट 96 डिफ्रेन्ट कन्ट्रिज राइट नाउ हैन वी एक्चुली कभरिङ अ लट अफ स्टोरिज फ्रम अराउन्ड द वर्ल्ड एन्ड द आइडिया बिङ द्याट लोकल स्टोरिज सुड ड्राइभ टुरिज्म भनेर होइन इन्टरनेसनली लोनली प्लानेटले लेखेर मात्रै हुँदैन आफैले भित्रबाट गरेकोले चाहिँ समथिङ द्याट इज एक्चुली ट्राइङ टु टेक सस्टेनेबिलिटी इन्टु द मेन स्ट्रिममा लग्नेलाई अभियसली साइडमा चाहिँ अब यस्तो मेरो श्रीमतीको प्रोजेक्ट छ यो कर्म कफी सो कर्म कफीले पनि एउटा सर्कुलर इकोनोमीको काम गरिरहेछ हैन यही कफी सपले पनि नेसनल जियोग्राफीको लर्निङ मेटेरियलमा आइसकेको छ यो बिकज अफ द सर्कुलर इकोनोमी इट वर्क्स इन हैन सो एभ्रिथिङ इज लोकल एभ्रिथिङ इज सस्टेनेबल इट्स अ रियली माइन्डफुल थट अबाउट प्रडक्ट्स गरिरहेछ अनि त्यो गर्दाखेरि सो अल अफ दिज आर एक्चुली फ्लोइङ इन द सेम डिरेक्सन भनौँ न थ्याङ्कफुली टुरिज्म इज अ भेरी डेन्जरस इन्डस्ट्री के कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि एकदम छिटो पैसा बन्नु सक्छ हैन सो देयर इज अ very strong tendency to be opportunistic because once you start seeing the volumes you can put it on a spreadsheet the numbers fly के हैन very easily हैन किनभने you just multiply नि multiplier मात्रै हो कति मान्छे आयो भनेर मल्टिप्लाई गर्न सजिलो छ but what is important is to apply हैन really your principle and त्यो गर्दा चाहिँ it slows it down but then it's more fulfilling so my suggestion to young entrepreneurs who want to start in tourism is that find your passion and work with it हैन don't let the money drive you हैन मनले ड्राइभ गर्ने बित्तिकै के हुन्छ भने you stop thinking about your passion you just look at the spreadsheet and start working and it's a classic problem that we are having also in tourism in many of the tourism के अरे industry के अरे organizations के किनभने स्टार्ट गर्दा एकदमै passionate बाट स्टार्ट गरेको हुन्छ so once the number games come in then passion session on the side number game तिर जान्छ हैन so that will never yield long term results पैसा आउँछ तर long term results हुँदैन satisfaction हुँदैन so and also because of my passion of sustainability I always say add those elements in be very clear with where you want to take the country and work with that passion okay? that is the best way to yield results I actually balance it pretty well, I think. Don't tell my wife, I don't think she believes that. I have one simple rule. I don't get involved in politics. I'm not part of any organization. I'm not part of म छु क्लबहरुमा छु यताउति माउन्टेन बाइकिङको उसमा हैन यतातिर चाहिँ छु but I don't get involved in any of the national bodies I don't want to because I think it's a waste of time that is one of the biggest places where time is wasted हुन्छ नि गफमा तर काम चाहिँ कम हुने हैन सो म त्यतातिर चाहिँ लाग्दिन म चाहिँ I feel like I'm like a child के म कोला यो उठाउँछु कोला त्यो उठाउँछु कोला त्यो उठाउँछु त्यसलाई but the direction is somehow similar it is always moving in sustainability it's always moving in a certain direction अब हेर्नुस् न पहिला टुर मात्रै डेभलप गर्थे ट्रेक मात्रै डेभलप गर्थे then I decided to become an agent by going to Norway and also joining that so it's just a layering of what I am doing हैन अनि अहिले आएर IT मा गरिरहेको छु so I am actually working on software that will actually help sustainability हैन so I am working on that so it's still similar अनि अब स्टोरी टेलिङ तिर गइरहेको छु so publication तिर गइरहेको छु that is also talking about travel storytelling so it's still layering on the same topics in some way or the other so I don't think I've strayed too far from what my core passion is, which is tourism and adventure, हैन त्यो प्यासनबाट चाहिँ म धेरै स्ट्रे गरेको छैन तर त्यसैभित्र चाहिँ म धेरै कुरा खेलाउँछु टाइम चाहिँ या इट डज टेक टाइम तर आई ट्राई टु नट ट्राभल एज मच एज आई सुड एक्चुअली बिजनेसको लागि ट्राभल गर्नु धेरै योभन्दा गर्नुपर्छ आई ट्राभल बट आई नट एज मच एज आई सुड तर त्यसलाई घटाउँछु आई लाइक टु किप माई प्यासन्स अलाइभ आई लाइक टु वर्कआउट आई लाइक टु गो माउन्टेन बाइकिङ हुन्छ नि त्यो चाहिँ म गरेर छाडिदिन्छु होइन सो समहाउ आई फिट इट इन समहाउ अनि त्यसो गरेर चाहिँ अलिअलि ब्यालेन्स आउँछ भनौँ न इफ यु आर वर्किङ विदिन यर प्यासन इट डजन्ट फिल लाइक वर्क अल्सो डजन्ट अलवेज फिल लाइक वर्क जे गर्दाखेरि पनि अलिकति इन्ट्रेस्टिङ हुन्छ वर्कको एलिमेन्ट आउँछ कोहीलाई स्ट्रेस हुन्छ कोहीलाई के हुन्छ कोहीलाई एचआरको इस्युजहरू हुन्छ कोहीलाई पेमेन्टको इस्युजहरू वाट एभर दिस थिङ्स आर देयर इन बिजनेस होइन त्यो कुरा त लिनै पर्छ बट वेन यु आर विदिन यर कोर प्यासन एरिया त्यति काम जस्तो नलाग्दो रहेछ कि विच इज एन एडभान्टेज भनौँ न